Hello there. Well, this is a new one for me. Normally, or originally, I used to talk whilst I drew, but after a while I realised that being a typical male, multitasking is not a natural state of affairs for me. So what I'll be doing now is I will be recording it separately, which brings its own set of problems. I have a little puppy in the house at the moment, which I'm looking after, and it's liable to set itself off and bark like crazy at the slightest hint of an ant or anything like that. So, with that in mind, if the dog does bark, excuse me, it's not my fault. Let's get straight into the tutorial. This one comes from a blog of mine, thediaryofthecartoonist.com, and in it I give a talk about ways of writing gags, possible ways of finding material to give you gag writing abilities. And I found that local newspapers were brilliant for it, but there'll be a link to the blog in the description below. But for now, let's sort of get on with it. Like I'll say in all the videos that I do, I found the best way I can teach anyone to draw is to actually just watch me draw, because I do things I don't even think about it anymore, so it's very difficult to put that into a tutorial. But anyway, with that aside, here we go. As you can see, I've started off with this. It's going to be a lady and a plumber, got a plumbing problem. I'll tell you about the story a bit later on, but at this particular point, all you need to know is it's a lady with a plumber and there's a radiator in the middle. And I start off by drawing the character with the shapes, always using the shapes, and you can see that I've probably sort of changed it as I've gone on. I just get a rough shape for the body, and then as I look at it and draw it, I realise it may not be wide enough or tall enough or thin enough or anything like that, and I adjust it accordingly. Now I've talked through the first bit, so I won't go through it again. Now I'll go through it with the plumber. Oh no, I'm not going to do the plumber yet. I'm going to draw the background in. This will be the skirting board. I'll always point out it's always easy to sketch. Sketching must be kept very, very, very light, which is why I tend to feather the page before I actually put any pressure on there. You can see that some of the strokes I make with a pencil, I actually miss the page. So look at this here. Already, even in the image there, I've realised that it wasn't going to be quite right, so I've just changed it. But because it's done light, you can't really see. You don't notice the mistake because it's done so light. This is the bottom part of the radiator. This is going to be a radiator, by the way, and that's going to be broken into by a large shape, which will become apparent a little bit later on. I haven't completed that because it wasn't important at this stage. I just needed to know how much room I had to have before I started drawing the plumber in. Now, once again, starting off with the shapes, the ovals, I always use an oval shape for the head, and rather large noses. In the single panels, I give rather large noses. In other cartoons, they can be a little bit different, depending on who it is that I'm drawing. So, there we have it. There's his basic shape. It's like a chicken drumstick with a nose on it. The line down there signifies the arm, and this is going to be his worktop. So I've just cut like a little V shape into the chicken leg. So now all of a sudden he has a body. He's defined, and it really is as simple as that. Eyes go in, everything else. So once you've got the shape, you know where the eyes are going to go. You know where the mouth, the eyebrows, everything else like that, because you built the shape in. It's always important to build the shape in. Well, there's a quick hat. Oh, I'm quite impressed with that one. And now we're going to the arm, so we know where the arm is, and we'll just put the sleeves in. There's the hand working off the circle. So all I have to do is just follow the circle around and put a few knobbly bits, and you've got yourself some fingers. And because I'd drawn the feet in beforehand, I knew exactly how much room I had to give myself for the plumber's tool sack. And just in case anyone was unsure, you do the old cartoon trick of saying, "This is a plumber," because he's got plumber written on his bag. And we're not far off completing it, are we? And these are just little tricks. If you put in things like a spanner or a monkey wrench and you've got the word plumber, it's almost like an unwritten rule. You can see, oh yeah, you're sort of led into believing what things are. And there's another example there. I just drew a quick sort of square shape on his head, but using that as an example, I was able to build in a more detailed cap. It's all about the shapes. Always, always all about the shapes. Get those right, everything else falls into place. Oh, I decided to give him a hand as well. See, I forgot all this. I drew this a couple of weeks ago. But there you go. So that's that. So I put the hand in. Once again, worked off the shape of the circle, and the rolled up sleeves come off the 2 lines for the arm. Now comes this bit here. I started to do that in now. So I'll just complete the actual plumbing bit. See, I've even given a corner elbow joint, which I think is what they're called. We'll make the radiator now into more of a radiator, because now we know where everything is. Start doing the shapes. There you go, look at this. Oh, look at this. Just like a proper one. A few of those lines in. You don't need many, just a few. It's just to sort of give the impression of. There we go. And that is not far off pretty much that. I think I just sort of go along here and just finish off a few lines. I wouldn't normally do this, but because it's a tutorial, I'm doing everything for you, so as you see that the image being completed. A bit more of a skirting board, there you go, because it wasn't obviously so. There. And that's pretty much it. So we'll leave this section now and we'll go on to the inking, and I shall see you very soon. Okay, and here we are for the second part. Now, I don't normally do an inking video, so this one will be a little bit speeded up in a few minutes. The only reason I'm doing this one is it's the first one, and I don't do inking videos. Not to say that I'll never do them, but I don't do them normally because people ink in so many ways. A lot of people ink on the computer. They use Sharpies and various sort of felt tips. They're very popular now. I'm old school. I tend to ink either with a brush or a dip pen. I do sometimes use a Sharpie, but it's very, very rare that I do that. It's only if it's a very large illustration or a singular character. But in this one here, it's just nice little brushworks. Took me a long time to learn how to use a brush, so I'd be damned if I'll go on to the syntax or something else like that. But you can see there already, I've only used the pencils as a general guide. If you look at the hair up on the lady, I haven't followed those lines exactly. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. The beauty I find with working with a brush or a pen is the thick and thin lines. You can look at that one there, look at that. Starts thin, goes thick, and then back to thin again. It just gives a real feel to the picture. I don't know what it is about it, but it never ceases to amaze me and make me happy. And I can go thin again for the curves. So, oh, I'd probably go a thick and thin here again. Might wait for this one to go thin. Oh, there we go, thick. And I haven't completed all the way around because when it comes to the breast line, I guess is what you call it, I need to do thin lines. I'm going to do that now. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going straight. Am I? Oh, no, I'm going to the arm. I'm going to the arm. These will be kept fairly straight. Not much thick and thin on these. And right, so I suppose I'll go quiet now, and we'll get it all speeded up. So speak to you towards the end. Okay, welcome back for a little bit of speedy up bit. All this is really now for me to sort of say, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you did, then please hit the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, please do that. The more the merrier. Also, once you've done that, you'll notice there's a bit of a drop-down menu, and it offers you the choice of being reminded. Little bell icon, I think it is. So if you go to that, hit it, and then there's right at the very top, I think it says always or something like that. You do that, click that. That way you just get to see any of the idiotic stuff that I tend to do. It'll be mainly whatever I'm drawing or whatever I've got on the drawing board when I'm doing the video that day. This particular one was a blog. Mainly there'll be single panels, and like I'll say on all the videos, I do this because the only way that if you want to learn, the best way to learn is to watch someone who can actually do it. And by watching me, you're going to see so many little tricks of the trade, techniques and what have you. So please keep coming back. I will do my damnedest, my level best to keep on updating as much as possible, and hopefully you'll keep coming back. So I'll just let this thing run out and hopefully see you in the next video. Until that point, have a nice day or week or weekend or whatever particular part of the week it is for you, and yeah, have a great time. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.